Hey everybody, it's your boy Big L. How's everybody doing out there in YouTube land? Thank you so much for checking out this video. I was this close to doing this live. It's a short video. It's only like 4 minutes long, but I wanted to talk about it. And I'm glad for the sisters. I really am glad about all the sisters out there, Auntie Anita, everyone else, um, who is really talking about this situation. We have talked about men ad nauseum, right? The pants sag and the violence. We talked about it, and we should continue to talk about it. But we need the ladies. We need the ladies to really step up and look at this. So I watched about 20 seconds of this, and I said, let me do a reaction to it. So I have not watched the fullest of its fullest extent. So I don't know what she's going to say, but she's just, she started off with black women looking crazy, and I gotta agree. And I was laying in bed last night, kind of scrolling through IG, and I saw something about the Twitter wars, not Twitter wars, but Twitter comments on the bonnet brigade, and how that's been blowing up about bonnets in public. And we gotta recognize that we are looking crazy out here. We gotta recognize that we are looking crazy. And listen, this is not. I get pushback about this all the time, even in the comment section, which you guys all well know and are more than likely reading. I get pushback about guys are dealing with the wrong type of woman, and these are young immature women. These are not young immature women. If you follow my other podcast, and I don't know if I'll take a screenshot, but if you follow my other podcast, I haven't posted on there in a long time, Captain Hunter's podcast. I challenge you to go watch a video I did about ghetto ratchetness. Ghetto ratchetness, which is a feminist theory. Ghetto ratchet feminism. Excuse me, ratchet feminism. It's an actual theory. Captain Hunter's podcast, Ratchet Feminism. It's an actual theory that is being taught in academia by by PhDs, smart, educated women in their 30s and 40s. These are the ones who are teaching this, and probably beyond 50s, etc. So this is not something that has been held into the ether, right? And so now we got smart, educated women who are advocating for bonnets in public. We look at the NABJ, the National Association of Black Journalists, in their interview with Donald Trump last week or so, as I record this. Terrible. It was absolutely terrible. You look at the bonnet in public, with Monique tried to address this. You look at Kamala Harris's, when what's her name there, Megan Thee Stallion. You out here looking bad. This is not a flex. This is not a flex, and this ain't it. And I'm glad that if it comes from me, it sounds like a guy saying, "Oh, you just whatever, salty, shady, whatever, zesty, whatever you want to say." That's why I'm highlighting when ladies are saying this, because it's bad. Because it is bad. It's bad and it's embarrassing. So I don't know exactly what she's going to say, but we're going to play it and we're going to get into it. And let me know your thoughts and your opinions. Make sure you give myself a like, give her a like. I will include her. I'll include it in here. Go over there and give her a like. We're probably going to watch the whole thing and do a reaction to it. But I'm glad this sister is saying it. I'm glad Auntie Anita is saying it. I'm glad there's another one I follow, Dee Dee, is saying it. I'm glad that these ladies are saying it. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
As a culture, we are out here looking crazy. Crazy. I've seen at least 3 bonnets in the past week. And I'm talking about women of age, over the age of 40, probably even 50. Just ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense how much we are out of shape. The big backness is just out of control. Like, we need to all be in the gym, living active. I don't care where you start. Start today. If you're 300 pounds, start today. We cannot keep living like this. We walk out the house not put together, not made, not dressed, looking subpar. We're women. We are women. Why are we out here in t-shirts and shorts looking like men? Like, why are we out here without our heels or at least a cute flat something? Why are we out without our hair done with a
There are no such thing as cute flats. Have some type of wedge.
bonnet on? Like, what is going on? Why do we look like we don't care about ourselves, yet we're expecting so much from these men and from the world? You can't even put yourself together. I thought this was like basics 101. Our parents teach us, hey, when you go out, look presentable. Like, that should all be important to all of us, how we present. We cannot keep blaming the world for the results that we get and keep.
I agree with that. I want to stop here because I want to break it up. I don't want to just kind of steal her content. I really don't like doing that. Um, so yeah, listen, I definitely agree. You can't keep blaming the world. We got to take a look at this. Is so unpopular. It's so unpopular, and I know a lot of so-called conservative, black conservatives really go down this line. But let me tell you, and I don't claim to be one of those, but we got to take a look at our cultural ethnic image and how people relate to us according to our cultural ethnic image. It is a real thing. When you act ghetto or act hood for the men in stores and you get into fights and you don't know how to talk to people and you're loud and unruly and dressed poorly, it will reflect on the rest of us. You might not like it, you might not want to accept it, but it is a thing. It is it is a thing. Believe me, I teach leadership class. I teach criminology class. They look at us and they group us all into this. They think one or two representatives of the minority is a representative of us all, and we have to accept that. So the things that our parents and our grandparents told us about how you dress and how you speak and how you act in public, and as Chris Rock said after he was slapped by Will Smith, don't fight in front of white people. This is all stuff that people told us that I can remember my parents and grandparents telling me as kids. You don't act up in the store. You don't act up when you go to the restaurant. You don't act up in the restaurant. Or in the doctor's office or in the hospital. You don't act up when we go into these places. My mother used to pull us aside and say, listen, we're going in this hospital. We're going in this store. We're going in this place. We're going in here. Don't act a fool. That was the conversation, and it seems to be that this is lost. So I'm glad that this sister is really saying it, and let's continue on with her commentary.
Making excuses. You don't even have the discipline to get up in the morning and put yourself together like a lady. What is going on? I'm so disappointed in some of us, and I'm really disappointed in all of us, because even to us that this does not apply, I don't hear too many people calling it out. Why are we so into all of this ratchet entertainment and like silly stuff, but we're not holding our fellow queens accountable? Like, and I use.
So how do we hold? The question is, how do we hold them accountable? And this is a serious question that I have. Again, I haven't watched this, so I'm doing this on the fly here. So the way that we hold each other accountable, we have to build up our financial economics, and I recognize that this was destroyed, and this is part of the problem that our economic system, Black Wall Streets, etc., were all destroyed, and our neighborhoods were destroyed, and blockbusting and all this type of stuff. I recognize that it was taken away and destroyed, and that was the method in which we held each other accountable. So we just had, and I said it before, we just had roughly 40,000 people who went on the live to Soros, who went on the live and supported Kamala Harris. We ought to do the same thing, right? I think we got to have more organizations like that who are willing to call people on the carpet or willing to exclude people. We got to give them a reason and something to exclude. And as long as we claim to not be a culture, as long as we claim to not be a part of a system, as long as we claim to be a monolith, that is a problem. And that is one of the keys to our destruction. The fact that you don't see any commonality with me. If you look at me and don't see any commonality with me, then that is a problem, right? So if I have an economic system, if I'm a barber, if I'm a farmer, if I'm a shop owner of some sort, and I need to uphold myself in a professional manner, so you come to my business, and if my business is big enough and you want to become exclusive and you want to enter into my restaurant, then you have to comport yourself in a different way. Remember the sister and who was twerking on the man's table. I believe he was either, I can't remember, it was a big city, either DC, Houston, or Atlanta, one of those places, twerking on the table. The man stopped the whole restaurant and said, listen, get off the tables, this, that, and the other. If you want to act up, do whatever. right? The way that they tried to hold that man accountable was by getting him canceled, making complaints about him. Here's a man who's trying to build up a nice restaurant for our people to go. Instead of going to a fine dining place at a French restaurant, fine dining place at a steak food place, fine restaurant dining at a you name the different type Asian restaurant or whatever. He tried to set one up for his own people, and when he eliminates the ratchet behavior or attempts to eliminate the ratchet behavior, then the very clientele that he's trying to appeal to then would go off and try to get him canceled, make complaints to the government, to the man, telling on him to the man. Think about that.
I invested a lot of money into buying this building, into developing this concept, so black people can have somewhere nice to go to, okay? Somewhere where we can feel good about ourselves as a, come on, stop the music, please. Somewhere where our people can feel good about ourselves as a culture, okay? No, real talk. And so all this twerking and shit, take it to Prime, take it to Pink, don't bring it here because we're a restaurant. And so beyond that, 75% of my customers are ladies. And I want men to show respect for themselves for how they carry themselves here. So how can I tell the men to respect themselves and you guys are twerking on glass here? If you want to do it, get the fuck out my restaurant. Because I did it for our people and I did it for our culture. So don't do it, no, don't do it again. I don't want to hear it. If you don't like it, get out because I don't need your money. I need to provide something for my people. And don't do it again. Thank you.
So this is a problem that we need to solve, and the accountability is a factor that we really need to think about long and hard about how we hold each other accountable. If you own a nail salon, you shouldn't allow those people in your business. And the only way you can come in here is you got to come in here without a bonnet, and you got to come in here professional, and all that. The only way, if you are, same thing with a barbershop owner, same thing with any type of small business we're trying to do, restaurants, etc. That's the way that we got to do it. So we'll continue on with this young lady, Brianna Giselle's commentary here.
Queen very loosely, but I'm just saying, why are we not holding one another accountable for our appearance, for how we present, for how we look in the world, but we'll sit and gossip and listen to our friends and our homegirls and people on TV complain about the results that they're getting. I promise you, if you're actually looking the part and doing your work, you're going to have so much more results, and you have to know what you're working with. It's important for every woman to be learning their face, learning their body, learning how to dress, learning what looks good on you, what doesn't look good, and present that at all times. I'm not saying every day you have to be super dressed to the nines, but you at least need to be looking like the best looking version of yourself and someone who tried and put in effort every single day. You cannot slack. We cannot slack out here. It's competitive. You already claim that your men are going away. You already claim that black men aren't marrying us. You already claim all of these things, and you don't even want to compete to be able to get something, to get someone. And the competition is, it's not heavy out here because so many of you all are doing it, not putting in the effort. So even just a little bit of effort is going to put you ahead of the pack. But I just don't understand this mentality to where our
There was a video. I talk about this all the time. I wish I would have screenshot and saved it. There was a photo that I saw with two ladies on a plane to Paris. They said in the captions. I don't know if it was Instagram or I don't know if it was I saw it on Instagram or if I saw it on X or Twitter. Sitting in first class with our bonnets on, and who gonna stop us? Two black women on our way to Paris, sitting in first class with our bonnets on. Who gonna stop us? What do you think that you gotta have sense in what that does to the culture. You gotta have some semblance of what that does to the culture. You gotta it's disappointing to say the least, but I'm glad the sister is speaking up.
appearance isn't important to us. And then I get stares and looked at all the time by black men, women with envy and hate and jealousy in their eyes. Don't be mad at me because I woke up and actually cared about how I presented and didn't want to go out with my hair undone and in a bonnet or in a t-shirt looking like I just rolled out of bed. There's just no excuse. I'm so disgusted every time I go out and see this stuff. And it's so much of us. When I see it, it's us. We already have the black tax that we go through just being what we are. And then on top of that, you don't want to present your best? Come on, do better. Please do better. We all got to do better. We all got to help each other and hold each other accountable. I love y'all. Have a good day.
So I want to end this off by saying, how we should hold each other accountable, and try to put her face back up here. It's probably gone now. So I want to present about, give these ideas, give you all the chance to decide how we really can hold each other accountable. Hit me up in the comments. I know how we got to do it. It's just a matter of doing. We all got to get on one accord. We need every single church, every single mosque. We need all of our professionals, the professional lawyers associations, whatever that would be, Black Lawyers Association, National Police Association, firefighters, all these different associations. You name it across the board. Teachers associations, whatever they are, all across the board. All these need to be on board. Every sorority needs to be on board about how we professionalize these professions, right? It's got to start with the professionalization of these spaces. You cannot join, and once those become prominent, you cannot join this National Teachers Association and walk around in your bonnets. That's got to be part of the bylaws, right? Because again, she's not talking about, and I'm not talking about, people who are just ratchet and ghetto. I, I'm not talking to them. But if you grew up being ratchet and ghetto, you went to college, and now you are a teacher. You got a master's degree. Now you're a teacher. You become a high school principal. The only way that you can be a part of this organization, which with its connections, same thing with police and fire and lawyers associations and black accountants, whatever associations out there are out there. I don't even know. But the only way that you can join it is you got to have, not only pay your dues, but you got to have a cultural standard, and you should never ever be photographed in a bonnet. And I'm talking about that, but also this applies to the men too, right? Don't ever go outside without a collared shirt on or something along those. I know this sounds extreme, but we're all, as she just mentioned, we're all paying the black tax. We're all paying the price. When they pull us over, how they talk to us. When you go into try to get a loan, this is how they treat us. When you go for a job interview, this is what they think about. And if you want to change the job interview stats that we get, you want to change the housing markets that we stat when we try to get a mortgage, or we try to rent property, or we try to whatever, we're trying to move into certain neighborhoods. If you want to change all that, you have to change the cultural image. This is just the bottom line. It's just the bottom line about how we change all this. And we're not going to be able to do that until we get to this particular place. So I want to know your thoughts, your opinions. I got to screenshot this here, and I'm gonna put this on the thumbnail. So I want to know your thoughts, your opinions. Yeah, I want to know your thoughts, your opinions about what she said, and the best methods that we can do to really kind of professionalize ourselves. This bonnet, this the NABJ, as I said, was embarrassing. Megan Thee Stallion, this woman is running for the presidency of the United States, and she had these people on the stage twerking. I can't even believe that. I can't believe that. I can't believe it. Our BET awards, any other award shows are just a mess. You're out here looking crazy. You're out here looking crazy. Out here looking crazy. And to the sentiments of the photo that I wish I could find. And if anybody ever finds it, please send it to me. There's photos of that. Who gonna stop us? That's the question. Who gonna stop us? Let me know your thoughts, your opinions. Hit me up in the comments. Let's keep it going. How do we change this?